are back. This is Matt.
And this is Katie, and this is Movies and Mischief with Matt-n-Katy. For those of you who are regular visitors, thank you. Welcome back. We truly appreciate your support. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Funhouse. Katie and I have been married for 14 years. I don't know why I keep doing that. Been married for going on 14 years, and we both love watching movies. We love talking about those movies, and that's exactly what we do on this channel. We sit down, we watch a movie, and then we turn right around and we give you our unprepared, unfiltered opinions on said flick. And now let's take a look at the movie we watched tonight.
I need to exchange some books.
Come.
Scarlett's kid. How is your mother?
Haven't seen her in 15 years.
Let's get you into a good book.
You'll need a Jane Austen.
A Virginia Woolf.
And an Agatha Christie. For reading.
All right, so this evening we watched Gunpowder Milkshake. This is a movie currently streaming on Netflix. I think it just debuted this week. It stars, I'm going to go to my phone here.
Karen Gillan, Lena, Heady, Carla, Gugino, Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh, Paul Giamatti, Chloe Coleman, some other people you will recognize by face but don't necessarily know their names.
All right, so she doesn't need a phone.
Well, they're known people.
Karen Gillan and Lena Heady play mother-daughter. You figure out which is which. They both are in this kind of assassin
guild. They're kind
guild.
of hired assassins for a shadowy cabal.
Yeah. The mother ends up having to disappear while the daughter's a teenager, and then she doesn't see her for 15 years. The daughter gets herself into some trouble with said shadow organization. Mother shows up, and voila. There's our story. That's all I'm going to tell you about this one. Katie, my love, what'd you think?
I ended up liking it better than I thought I was going to. Because the beginning got on my nerves and hard. It was super stylized, super saturated neon. Everything was about striking a pose. I didn't feel any genuine anything from anybody, but it wasn't over the top enough to fall into camp where that made sense. It wasn't until probably halfway through where there ever started to be any genuine moments from anyone except the little girl, who is delightful. And then there was some moments with Karen Gillan and Lena Heady's characters and the other women, but a lot of it was just too surface for me. There just wasn't enough genuine anything to care enough about them. And the first fight scene, somebody called a limousine because it was just stupid. It was the stupidest fight scene. They got way better later, like a whole different level later.
The bowling alley?
Yes. I don't know if they had a different choreographer for the end, but that first one was just absurd. So I did end up liking it better. I will never watch it again, but I mean, it was fine. If you want something that you don't have to think about a lot with some action and sisters doing it for themselves, then have at it. You'll probably enjoy it. But I only came to like it better at the end. How about you?
I love this fudging movie.
Oh no!
I loved it. I will give you that. It starts out kind of slow. It's very clunky to get started, but once it kicks in right straight to your balls, and it does not stop. And I absolutely love this movie. The thing that I enjoyed about it the most was it wasn't an action movie that a lot of times when they have females starring in action movies, there tends to be some female-heavy type of comedy. Like, I feel like you always hear there's going to be a period joke, there's going to be a pregnancy joke.
Yeah.
This doesn't have any of that.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was really nice, and I, for one, enjoyed all the fight scenes. I thought they were choreographed well. There wasn't any of that people waiting on the sidelines to jump in.
I felt like there was in the first one.
No, see, I didn't see that. I didn't see
Watch
that.
it again.
I thought it was well done. I loved the Jackie Chan-esque kind of approach to the way Karen Gillan's character used stuff that was around her.
Yeah, yeah.
I just loved this movie from about 10 minutes in on. I agree with you.
And for me, there was just things that, like, nobody exists in this movie except the people that are involved in these warring groups. There is nobody on the street. There's nobody in any buildings. There is a parking garage that has 6 cars in it, and they still can't see her in it because she's pulled into a parking place and turned the lights off. Apparently that makes her invisible. There is nobody in this whole world except the people that are involved in this group.
It looked and was paced like a comic book or a graphic novel.
A video game is what I kept thinking of. I'm like, only in a video game do you not have any...
Well, and I think that was intentional because I thought about that. And I was like... Ugh. And I think it was intentional. I think it's because the only focus, just like in a comic book or a video game, the only focus you have is on your main character.
Yeah, but even in graphic novels, you see people in the background. In this, there's one person, there's a chef in here that they just kind of stumble upon, and he just goes about, and I can't figure out what he's doing because he's in the kitchen all by himself. He has no brigade. There's nobody around that he's cooking for, so I don't even know what he's doing there. It was just like they were in this Westworld kind of place.
I love that. Didn't bother me at all. I think it was intentional, and I think it added to the whole feel that I was watching a live action comic book.
And that's probably why I didn't like it.
I loved the aesthetic. The entire film had this kind of noir comic book kind of look and feel
Very
to it.
50s kind of.
I think it was lit purposely that way too, because I agree with you.
Very bright.
It's very bright, very neon.
Oversaturated.
Even when they're in the dark, there's a bright light somewhere.
Yeah. There's neon.
I loved it. The only thing that bugged me was there's a lot of CGI blood effects in this, and they're obvious CGI blood effects. That bothered me the most.
They're not well done. They are bright red.
Yeah. But see, and that's the thing. I know which one you're talking about. There's one bright red, thick bright red blood effect that I think they did it like that on purpose because it was the guy in the vampire mask.
It was all over the place.
Yeah, see, I didn't see it that way.
There was a couple of big fight where they're fighting a bunch of people. And a bunch of people are getting shot and stabbed and whatever.
See, I didn't notice it there.
Oh, it was
I only noticed it in the smaller, like the diner scene I noticed it a lot.
Everywhere. And the close-up effects were, there's a scene where somebody gets their face cut in kind of slow motion, and it just looked bad to me. It just
I didn't pick up on that.
Bad.
I love this movie. I thought it was great. It has one of, now I'm going to add it to my list of favorite needle drops, with a Janis Joplin song that I absolutely love.
I'll give you that. And speaking of the music, there's one thing that was making me crazy. There is very low, but for a long time in the beginning, this music running underneath.
Yeah.
And all my brain was hearing was, love me, say that you love me. And it wasn't that song, I don't think.
No.
And it was just the music, but that is what my brain kept translating. And it was driving me insane.
That's funny, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. But I love this. I thought it was great. I got a kick out of watching this one. I've actually been looking forward to it.
It definitely got better.
Michelle Yeoh is... Did I say her name right? Yeah, I said her name right. She's freaking awesome.
Ooh, here's another thing.
Oh.
Angela Bassett's character's name is Anna Mae. And I'm sitting there going, Tina Turner's actual name is Anna Mae. All through, what's love got to do with it? Lawrence Fishburne was calling her Anna May. It makes me insane. Why did you not rename the character? You've got this woman. This is one of the roles she is most known for. And you can't give that character a different name so that it doesn't completely take me out of the movie. It's just those stupid, kind of lazy things that I don't understand. I don't get it.
I didn't pick up on that. And I wouldn't have if you hadn't said anything. It wouldn't have thing. You know, and the other thing, to go back to the court, to the fight scenes and stuff, I liked that everybody, specifically Karen Gillan, was getting her butt kicked.
Yeah, it was not. There was a place that you were very worried about all of them because they were outnumbered and by dudes and some big dudes, and you started really having that moment where it's like, yeah, after a while, size can win. Once you start getting tired, you know, if you are just a small woman, no matter how skilled you are, if you are outnumbered like this and have just been battered and battered and battered, at some point you are going to be in big trouble. Just
unless you're clever enough to use leverage.
Leverage.
And I'm not going to say anything else.
Leverage is the greatest tool.
So yeah, the CGI blood kind of bugged me. It gets a little preachy. A little preachy. The whole, you know, women's lib and feminism thing can be a little heavy towards the end, but not enough to make me not want to watch this one again.
And
it's not like a shoved down your throat.
Yeah, it's not. It's just kind of almost background visuals is a lot of it. There's not actually a lot of dialogue about it.
Well,
there isn't really. You have the one speech from the one guy, but that's not really.
I disagree with you on that.
What he was talking about is not really that.
But again, it's not.
It wasn't any kind
I think why I noticed it so much was because I kept thinking, whenever it did come up, I kept thinking, you don't need to tell us that because we can see that in the story as it is. It's already there. What the message... But it was not as bad as, what was the Christmas one, the slasher Christmas that we went to the movie theater where they just kept cramming it down your throat. Yeah. Is it Black Christmas? Black Christmas, the remake.
Not anywhere near that level. If that one's a 10, this was a .00002.
Oh, I put it at like a 3 or a 4.
I don't think it was anywhere near that. The message was there, but I don't think it was pointed at really and talked about, that kind of thing. I don't think it really was.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that one.
I would give it a 4 out of 10.
What, the movie as a whole?
As a whole.
Interesting.
I would give the beginning a 1 and the end about a 5.5, 6 probably. So
are we going to start doing this now? Are we going to start?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying because I know this is it. It's rare that we disagree this much about a movie. We've had some that we've disagreed more, but this one's it's a pretty hard disagree where you loved it and I will never watch it again in life.
Oh, I'm adding this to my collection. Once it's available on Blu-ray. Just because I want to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff with the fighting and everything. Because I haven't seen Karen, not even with the stuff she's done in the MCU, I haven't seen her do anything this elaborate. Yeah. Lena, I've seen her do it in a couple of the movies she's done outside of... Michelle Yeoh, we already know she can do it. I've never seen Angela Bassett or Carla Gugino.
In Spy Kids, you watched Spy Kids, didn't she do something?
No, I never watched the Spy Kids movies. Anyways, alright, so Gunpowder Milkshake, I fudging love it. Katie, she'll never watch it again. But
it's a skip for me.
That's alright. You guys come here to get my opinion anyway, so she's the looks, I'm the brain. There you go.
You have that completely back.
Once again, we thank you so much for supporting us.
And speaking of that, because we do love you for being here, but we need more of you here. So the first person in the U.S., who responds to this video with what you want us to watch next, 1, we will watch it, and 2, we're going to send you a little something. So, comment! Please continue.
Where's my dog?
We're not
Where's
sending
Baxter?
our
All right.
dogs.
So this is new to me, folks, so I have no idea what's going on, but if you comment, we're apparently going to send you something. I have no idea what it is. So,
Comment. Like us, subscribe,
share, comment, let us know what you think. Let's get a
Hey,
discussion
what are your
going.
final thoughts about this movie?
Oh, right. We completely. My
We're
final
off.
thoughts about this movie is don't fudge with women, man. They will screw you up. Just period. Stop it. All of you, hopefully none of you are subscribed to our channel or watching, but if you are, stop screwing with the ladies, all right? Just stop.
Ladies. Who are you calling a lady?
Woman, lady. I could have said chick.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I didn't say stop messing with humans of the female sexual persuasion. Just stop it. All right? This watching this movie got me in a
Worry
very
about yourself.
pro-feminist mood.
You're
So,
always a feminist.
all right. So, what was your final thought?
My final thought is sisters can do it for themselves. Library is a magical place, and books can save your life.
Mm-hmm. You got me all kerfluffered with your special offer to everybody.
Got to do something after almost 16 years to keep you surprised.
All right, so you've already heard the YouTube spiel. You guys know what to do. Please do all that stuff. And with that being said, we're going to let you go. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.